up, guys? Let's go. Ready for the rock and roll of the MotoGP. This is Racing by Abdul. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share it with whomever you think. What's up, guys? I think the microphone is working just right now, and I've been talking like randomly and silently. This is Racing by Abdul. Let's go. Let's run along because the MotoGP is about to start. It's 2 minutes to go for the starting grid, and the start with Márquez snatching pole position, second position for his little brother Alex Márquez, and in third position the first Yamaha for the very first time. It's been 1,022 days since the Yamaha and Fabio Quartararo overall snatched a first row. There we go, guys. If you haven't done it yet, this is my channel. This is Racing. Leave a like, share it with whomever you think is gonna be interested of streaming content and very good content about MotoGP and the two wheels overall. And let's get going. Leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and here we go. In Qatar for the fourth sprint race, and it's been a Marmar ahead of Alex Márquez and Fabio Quartararo. Second row opened by Franco Morbidelli in fourth position, fifth for Di Gianantonio, and Maverick Vinales for the very first time being the first KTM of the season. Joan Zarco with the first Honda, opening up the third row. Fermin Aldeguer and Alex Rins in ninth position. Ayagura, Pecco Bagnaia, who crashed on the very flying lap of qualifying of the qualifying, and then we've got Pedro Acosta. In the meantime, guys, really, let's see some messages. I want to see some messages for you guys because this commentary is made by you, and the riders are getting away right now for the warm-up lap. Diet Fabio Quartararo, says Claudio. Absolutely out of order, says Claudio, again for the MotoGP broadcasting and how it's panning out. This is Racing by Abdul. Don't forget, like I said, to subscribe, like, and share it with whomever you think is going to be interested on this. The lights are out, and the warm-up lap starts with Fabio Quartararo again coming up last of the breakers. Let's get going, guys. A sprint race here. We had already a meltdown during qualifying. A very plot twist is Pecco Bagnaia in his best track of the first four, coming up second, coming up and falling up actually and crashing at turn 4. And here we go again, taking out everybody. Here we go. The circuit is long, more than 5 kilometers. 11 turns to the right, 10 turns to the left. Who surprised me more? We have back a world champion. Jorge Martin is back with a bang, and it's the first front row since the 2022 Dutch Grand Prix for the Yamaha. A big round of applause to everybody who's following me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with everybody. This is Racing by Abdul, bringing you the best content of MotoGP around the globe. Pecco Bagnaia, 28 years old, getting into turn 11 right now, warming up. Everybody's going with the medium tire, so it's going to be a flat out sprint race. This is the Lusail International Circuit. If you win here, you are a monster. All the greatest won here. Casey Stoner won here. Márquez won here. Jorge Lorenzo won here. Valentino Rossi won here. Pecco Bagnaia won here. If you win here, you get graduated in the Olympus of MotoGP coming up here in the warm-up lap. Alex Márquez leading them all. Let's see how this sprint race is going to pan out. I'm just excited. Live on commentary here with Racing by Abdul. Let's get going, guys. There we go. The calm before the storm. The revs are getting on. The first gear is installed by the guy. The rear device and the launch is being engaged. This is the commentary by racing by Abdul. Márquez engaged everything that he needed to engage in the right way. Márquez here shown. Is the green flag being waved? All the Ducati boys here on the team. The red flag is being flagged. Refs on. The copy from the storm. Give it all. It's lights out and away we go. Great start by Márquez. Great start also by his brother. And great start also by Fabio Quartararo. The first three getting so clean. And what an amazing start by Maverick Viñales, who keeps that position. Pecco Bagnaia all the way on the outside. Márquez green start keeps the first position. Alex Márquez following really closely. Quartararo in third position. Morbidelli right behind him. But what a great start also for Firmino, the guy with the second position, who's trying an overtake right now. Turf off of Morbidelli. There again. Goes wide. Morbidelli jumps in again and tries to check. We tried to check Pecco Bagnaia on a track. Maverick Viñales. A long, deep overtake on Aldeguer, and Maverick Viñales goes into fifth position. What a start by Maverick. Aldeguer really lost two positions in the couple of turns. Pecco Bagnaia in ninth position. He nailed on Pedro Acosta. He got a position on Ogura, and the world champion, the reigning world champion, is in 12th position, Jorge Martin. Joan Zarco getting on turn 12, really aggressive on Firmino again. Fabio Di Giannantonio really getting a wrong start. He didn't nail it at all. Absolutely wrong by Fabio Di Giannantonio, who was starting in 5th position, and he is right now in 8th position. Márquez is not setting off. They are both setting off between himself and his brother. They are all together. Fabio Quartararo keeping the position, penultimate corner right now. Good job by Pecco Bagnaia, who trying to show himself up on the inside of Di Giannantonio, and he goes inside. He snaps the position. Nice, clean. Pecco Bagnaia needed to do what he needed to do after a dreadful. Oh, here we go, Alex Márquez, who's trying to overtake on his brother. He's taking the slipstream. Alex Márquez, I can't believe it. Oh, yes, it's happening. Alex Márquez, for the first time, overtakes his brother, but Márquez switches on. Let's see if he keeps the position on the second corner. Márquez slams the door, says, I am here, and I'm here to stay. For the first time, Alex Márquez in this season tries to overtake his brother. Here onto turn 4. Alex Márquez goes back and says, okay, let me give it another shot. But as of now, I'm staying in second position. What a first lap by Alex Márquez, who really tried to pull up a move. Pecco Bagnaia still in 8th position. The two brothers, the two Márquez, the two Spaniards are checking out. Franco Morbidelli in 3rd position. Alex Márquez is really close to his brother, to his older brother. And well done to Fabio Quartararo, who is still in 4th position. This is it, guys. I am so excited. Let's see Alex Márquez here, really close, really bodyguarding his brother. But Maverick Viñales is in 5th position, guys. And he's getting really close to Fabio Quartararo. Oh, Dija goes inside of Pecco Bagnaia. Di Giannantonio puts in a good move on turn 12 on Pecco Bagnaia. That's not good news for Pecco Bagnaia. Not really good news. And I tell you what, who's getting close to the two Márquez brothers is Franco Morbidelli, who closed up the gap. Last turn, last corner, rear device on. Let's see them. Here, Márquez leading his brother. A little bit of a gap between himself and Morbidelli. But here he's taking the slipstream. Again, Alex Márquez, he doesn't dare. No, Márquez. And by the way, it's 1:52.2. What a sprint race we are seeing here right now, guys, with Márquez leading and streaming on. Alex Márquez and Franco Morbidelli, who sets the fastest lap of the race. 4/10 of a second before we see Quartararo, Viñales, and Joan Zarco. So we have Ogura, I can't believe it. Ogura just put a move stick on Pecco Bagnaia, and Bagnaia goes into 10th position. Ogura advances in 10th position right now. And here we see Jorge Martin, the world champion who was injured, and he goes on into 10th position. Something is wrong here, guys, with Pecco Bagnaia. With Pecco Bagnaia, something is wrong here because Jorge Martin, who started 12th and he's just coming out from recovery, is in 11th position. Here we go right now. What a move by the world champion, the reigning world champion that we have here on the lights, under the lights. Oh, what was going on here? Ooh, a real big moment by Jorge Martin, who almost lost the front tire. We've got a little bit of a skirmish here between Maverick Vinales and Quartararo. Please show us this battle. And here we go with Pecco Bagnaia, actually in 12th position, currently in 12th position, and out of this point scoring zone. Penultimate corner of the first lap. Everybody's piled up. Bezzecchi is right behind it. Márquez falling. And I think here, ooh, really close between the two brothers. Slipstream again, main straight. You know, guys, if you know it, if you follow MotoGP, this is one of the fastest slip and of the longest straights. Let's see Maverick Vinales who can do here, trying not to tackle Quartararo, late of the breakers. Wow, he sticks the move. And hold on, guys. We have to, Di Gianantonio recovering position. But actually, you know, I tell you what, Di Gianantonio and Ogura, after overtaking Pecco Bagnaia, they checked out from him. And Pecco Bagnaia here is being a bottleneck for everybody else. He overtook right now, an overtake by now by Pecco Bagnaia on Jorge Martin. But I think Jorge Martin, the replay will show it to us, made a mistake. And I think he really did a mistake. Let's see, guys, what you have to comment. And if there is any kind of comment by you, I'm just excited as much as you. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe, like, and share it with everybody you think might be interested in MotoGP. Here we go with Fermin Aldeguer ahead of Acosta really not putting an impact in here, really struggling, trying to dive in again. We remind you all that these two guys had an affair back in Moto3 and in the Spanish Rookie Cup. Here we see if Acosta pulls up a move on Aldeguer. There is a bad affair between the two. They don't like each other. We know that. And Aldeguer really, after the race, the main race, when he was 5th at the Qatar in Austin, really being strong. But Acosta should look on the rear back of that because Di Gianantonio is coming really strong. And on the penultimate corner, he pulls up a move up on the inside and overtaking Pedro Costa. Costa moving up in the inside again, really daring that. Both they go wide, but I think it's a drag race until turn 1 and the Ducati GP25. We see how it is first. Di Gianantonio taking the slipstream. Pedro Acosta is still out of the breakers. Who is going to dare more? Pedro Acosta saves the position and composes himself and keeps it into 8th position at turn 1. Oh, in turn 2, Di Gianantonio dares it again. Made the move stick. No, I can't believe it. Yes, it is. Turn 3, Di Gianantonio advances and Pedro Acosta loses up another position. What I might think right now is that what Maverick Vinales on earth is doing behind Quartararo with that bike, with the pace that he's shown right now. Oh, somebody's gone wrong. Somebody's gone wide. And that's Joan Zarco, who lost, I think, a couple of positions. Yes, he went wide at turn 7, and Fermin Aldeguer got the move stuck. Márquez putting 4 tenths of a second between himself and his brother, struggling here as Joan Zarco. I think the tires are really starting to pay the price in here. Ogura into 10th position, first of the Aprilias. Where is the world champion? Where is the world champion Jorge Martin, who was ahead of Pecco Bagnaia at a certain point, and right now he is really behind it. I think he made a couple of mistakes, and he is now close to the main. Right, that's Di Gianantonio here. Aggressive move. What a pity for Di Gianantonio that he had such a bad start once again after the 2 failed starts in the sprint race and in the main race on the Qatar Grand Prix last time out in Austin. Here we go again. Márquez is really pulling it off. You know what, Wise? Márquez just whipped everybody. It is 152 and 0 on the last lap for Márquez, who is pulling up a big and huge gap on his brother Alex Marquez in second position. Really paying the price right now. I think Franco Morbidelli in first position. Fabio Quartararo surprisingly keeping position and sticking up with Morbidelli and Maverick Vinales right behind him. Come on, Maverick. Fermin Aldeguer in sixth position, the rookie who I most criticized actually all over the starting, all over the start of this race and of this season. Right now, showing off that he's in a good pace. Bezecchi in 12th position, Jorge Martin in 17th position. Wow, what happened with the world champion in 17th position? He must something has something has must have gone wrong actually for him. We see the last three lap. Márquez on the last lap, 3/10 of a second faster than his brother. The two brothers, first and second, here on the artificial lights of the Lusail Grand Prix. Let's see here a replay. Fermin Aldeguer sticking out over there along and amongst the first one. Let's have a look actually on the riders who are at the back of the pack with Raul Fernandez last of the Aprilia's. Jack Miller really struggling. Enia Bastianini in 16th position. Brad Binder really nudging in on Marco Bezecchi. Here we go with Fermin Aldeguer, who is really getting close to Maverick Vinales. That's a dirty and Spanish affair by the two at turn one. Actually, Maverick Vinales is losing pace, and there is a little bit of a gap formed right now by Maverick Vinales and Fabio Quartararo. Fabio Quartararo, very, very, very good race by now. An impressive first row and struggling right now. I tell you what's happening right now. There is a little bit of a melee here, and there is a little bit of a kerfuffle between Pedro Acosta, Pedro Acosta, Joan Zarco, Ayogura, who's trying to move up the inside on Joan Zarco. That was a really good drift and a very good move. Start by the Japanese rider. And who's up next? And I think here, who's being swallowed up, it is going to be Joan Zarco, who's putting on the threat himself on the 11th position. But let's see here, Fermin Aldeguer going up the inside on Maverick Vinales. Fermin Aldeguer, the rookie with the Gresini Ducati, going all wide. Maverick Vinales trying to keep it straight, but Aldeguer gets the 5th position. I do not believe what my eyes are seeing. I'm going to fish my eyes right now, guys, because I can't see what's going on right now. Fish your eyes and fish my eyes too, because Fermin Aldeguer, the rookie, born in 2005, it is in 5th position, catching up and trying to make a move on Quartararo right now, who is keeping defensive himself. But I think Quartararo here against a Ducati GP24, he's going to be a sitting dog. And he's going to be a sitting dog. Joan Zarco, again, very, very wide. How many mistakes by the Honda rider, and opens a full gate for Pecco Bagnaia, who advances it into 10th position. I remind you all that the points are awarded only to the first 8 riders, and Ogura overtakes right now Pedro Acosta, and Ogura right now advances into F position. Pedro Acosta really struggling here, and I think a battle with Pecco Bagnaia right behind him is looming yonder the horizon. Di Gianantonio on Maverick, Di Gianantonio on Maverick, Di Gianantonio on Maverick. It's a move clean on turn 7. That's what we're talking about. Turn 8 here, Di Gianantonio advances into 6th position. Turn 9, but how the KTM is struggling here. The KTM is struggling a lot, and I think after the Ducati and the Yamaha and the Honda is the worst bike that we have on the grid right now. So good to see Fabio Quartararo close to the podium position. And I tell you what, Quartararo is dreaming here for a podium because he's getting really close to Morbidelli. Attention, attention! Yamaha getting into the 5 positions. Last corner, 4 left to go. Pecco Bagnaia being really close to Pedro Acosta, who on the last corner goes. No, here is Pecco who goes wide, and also Pedro Acosta go wide. I think the both of them, they are not really wet on with the tire. And I tell you who's a turn 1, that's Márquez, who is leading this race on enemy's turf and on enemy's territory. 1.3 seconds of difference and on the gap between Márquez and Alex Márquez in here. 52 and 3, 52 and 2 for Márquez, who is lapping like a hell of a guy. Let's see here at 10-4. Pecco on Pedro Acosta. Pedro Acosta is gonna surely is gonna try and move back. Wow, Pecco Bagnaia really made it difficult for him to go on. And here under threat, Pedro Acosta really under threat. He tried to move actually. He saw the savage, he saw the prey, and he was going for it, but he went all wide. And Bezzecchi stays in 11th position. Pecco Bagnaia on 9th position. There is a lot of talking to do here. There is a lot of talking do it here. A lot of arguments do it here with Pecco Bagnaia on his track. I remember at the beginning of the season, he said, this is the season, this is the track that I'm really looking forward to racing. And he is making and pulling up a performance on an average 9th position. Márquez, this track should have been a kryptonite for him, but we see it here. And if Márquez wins here, I'm afraid, guys, we are gonna have something wrong here. Let's see how this is gonna go. This 1.7 tenths of a second between Márquez and his brother. Third position for Morbidelli. And I tell you what, here, the battle for the last place in the rostrum is looming up. Bezzecchi in 10th position, who is overtaking Pedro Acosta, and Pedro Acosta goes into 11th position. And what a nightmare. And I can't believe it, guys. Maverick Viñales is ahead of Pedro Acosta. Pedro Acosta here shown again on the replay at turn 16, really struggling and going wide. Márquez, I think, has the victory under his belt, with Alex Márquez keeping 2nd position again and keeping his perfect track and his perfect score of always finishing 2nd position. Oh, guys, we are having a battle here coming up for the 3rd place on the rostrum, because we've got Morbidelli goes wide. Fabio Quartararo gets really close. He said yesterday, Fabio Quartararo, that it was really difficult for him actually to manage the tires after 3, 4, 5 laps. Oyagura, very close, very dark, very tricky on Maverick Viñales. And Ogura right now is in 7th position. What a bold move by the Japanese rider. And you know, I tell you what, who is under threat here is Maverick Viñales with Pecco Bagnaia, who doesn't think it twice, and he gets ahead of Maverick Viñales for his 8th position. And I think here he's thinking about going for 9th position on Ogura. No. Maverick Viñales had a soft tire. So he was advancing very much and putting in a really great performance. But I tell you what, it's the last lap who is starting here in Qatar. Fabio Quartararo on the rear of Morbidelli. And there is a tripod here, a big tripod here with Aldeguer, who doesn't need to screw this up, and he's really close. I think Fabio Quartararo is going to give the lap of his life. 2 years since he last got into the podium, whether it was a main race or it was a sprint race. Fabio Quartararo coming here, turn 4. No, he can't do it here. No, he didn't do it. He's trying to keep on the back. He needs to wait for a mistake by Franco Morbidelli with the GP Ducati. Morbidelli goes a little bit wide. I think he's going to try it out here. No, I can't. No, whoa. He kept it straight. Here we go into the mid part of the track where the Yamaha is a little bit stronger with the flowing section to the right here at turn 14. Turn 14 again. There's a little bit of a gap. Oh, he goes wide again, Morbidelli. I don't think he's going to make it, Fabio Quartararo. Morbidelli protects himself in a really good way. The Yamaha doesn't really look on the bike. They can pull an attack on the entering into the corner. The fastest sector of the track. Franco Morbidelli looks like he's keeping it clear. Oh, but I tell you what, Fabio Quartararo, instead of looking ahead, he should look on his mirror because Aldeguer is going to try a drag race for the photo finish. And I tell you what, who's going to finish this race in first position? I tell you what, it's Márquez, who's coming out of the last corner to win the sprint race here in Lusail. Márquez is first. Alex Márquez comes from second. Franco Morbidelli in third position. Aldeguer, Quartararo makes a mistake. It goes into fifth position. Gian Antonio sixth. Agura, Bezzecchi, Bagnaia, Viñales with the first of the KTMs. Pedro Acosta, Alex Rins. 13th position for Enea Bastianini. 14th position from Brad Binder. 15th for Luca Marini. Joan Mir, Jorge Martin in 16th position, the world champion who really struggled with an injury. Raul Fernandez, Augusto Fernandez, Jack Miller, penultimate, really bad race by him, and 20th position for Somkhiat Chantra. Joan Zarco was out of the race for technical issues and he retired. This is your standing here for the sprint race. Márquez wins in Pecco Bagnaia territory. Alex Márquez in second position, and last one, and in third position, Franco Morbidelli. Shout out, guys. Shout out for Fabio Quartararo. Shout out to Maverick Viñales, and shout out also to Jorge Martin and Ayogura, of course, who finished into 7th position. I want to see what is the reaction of Pecco Bagnaia, or up until turn 4 of the qualifying of this morning. Actually, in the qualifying, he was looming for a really good position, but then actually he really crashed out at turn 4 and then had a good decent start. I say was 8th. Then he lost a little bit of positions in the middle of the race and then crashed once again. Let's see how his reaction is going to be. I hope he's not going to blame the tires once again. I really hope that he's not going to put the blame on that. But I tell you right now, after the reactions that we see here with the two Márquez getting started from where they finished, your Jorge Martin here, your world champion, coming up into the pit lane in 16th position. Nothing doing here, nothing to ask. I think, let's see Pecco Bagnaia's reaction here. He's looking at the tire. He's looking at the tire once again. I think there's been for Pecco Bagnaia, again, a problem with the rear tire. Tiffany Smith, tell me what you're talking about here. Fox Sport is a disgrace. F them. You know, in this channel, you can use all the French that you want. So you say, fuck them or freak them. They suck in America. You tell me what you're referring. Yeah, Fox Sport. But but tell me what you're talking about, because I would like to know what you're talking about. The commentary, like, Racing by Blue is better in the commentary, or like I'm more pumped up, or the broadcasting is bad in a bad way, or they are supporting any other rider, for instance. You tell me what you're talking about, and I'll give you an answer. Pardon, guys. Here is the celebration coming apart from Marquez, who wins on the enemy's turf. Tiffany, I'm looking forward for an answer. Oh, here we see Jorge Martin putting some ice on his left wrist. But actually, I can't say anything to him. And the feedback that he's giving right now to the, I think the win that he had last year on the championship has been really great because I think he's mature right now. He's a really mature rider. And even right now, instead of complaining of his physical condition, he went there to his crew chief and all of his technical engineer teams, and he's saying, okay, we should improve here and there. I had this struggle, and he was really good actually at the beginning of the race. This is what I meant in the first three races when I said we are missing the world champion in here because he brought a little bit of kerfuffle at the beginning, and he gained actually fourth position because he was starting up 14th, and he was in 10th position after turn two. That was really good. Here they're showing to us on the TV Firmino again. Really, really good. I criticized him a lot. The guy got a lot of stick by the media and by myself too here, and wrongly so, guys, because the test he took them really in a smooth way. He didn't go deep into them, but then the performance that he showed in Austin on the race, and I'm so sorry for you, Tiffany. Then I'm going to answer to your message that you were in Austin and you had such a situation at the Qatar Circuit of the Americas. He put in a great performance, crashing out on the when there were like two laps to go, if I'm not mistaken. Then here we go with another stellar performance, and I tell you what, I didn't see that coming. Praising also Ayogura. I want to know what's going on, but here's the interview with Franco Morbidelli. I'm gonna try to say it for you. Congratulations for this podium. You really needed to fight for this. How was that, and how it was difficult to stay behind him? Well, basically, I wasn't paying attention to. I was very careful on what was happening behind me because I was like sitting there. I wanted to check the cap action on what it was actually behind because the two guys ahead of me they were on another pace and on another lap. Well, actually, I'm pretty surprised because Franco Morbidelli really put a good performance. You know, guys, he was really good on the main race of this in Argentina. He struggled a little bit. No, he struggled not a little bit, but he struggled a lot in at the Grand Prix of the America where he got close with his teammate Fabio Gianantonio, who drove crazy on the box. I will show it in the next video that I'm gonna shoot and post on the channel, guys, on Monday. They had a little bit of a skirmish, but and Gian Antonio drove crazy like he's entitled to do so, but he doesn't understand the Morbidelli. I like him. Is coming from the VR 46 Academy, and he was the very first rider on that. So I think he's a little bit protected. Here they're showing us Fabio Quartararo with the Yamaha, who put in a stellar performance. I think this the performance of the year. But here we go with the interview with Alex Marquez. Again, Mr. P2, Alex Marquez, who's putting the sunglasses, I think for marketing reasons because it's pretty dark out there. So the rhythm is a little bit difficult. I tried to pull an overtake on my brother at turn one because it was the first time. It was the first lap for the race. I wanted, then, and it was actually a reason to put and try to pull that move to put a little bit of a gap with the riders behind. But evidently, Marquez was a little bit faster than me, and he was a little bit more brave. He's a little bit struggling in the third sector. He's struggling. But today he was untouchable. I will try to do my homework today and try to improve tomorrow morning to try to put him a little bit under more stress tomorrow in the evening. And I'm really happy for this second position again. It feels like I have a subscription on that. So I take everything that comes my way. But actually, I like the mentality and the mindset of Alex Marquez, who's been really good, honestly, in these opening four races. Actually, we've never been in Europe where the Europeans say the World Championship is starting. It's been really good. But here we go with your winner of the sprint race in Qatar. Last win for him was in 2014. Mark, you said that you like the Saturdays for propositions for sprints. I would say that it was a really good performance for this part, for the first part of the season. I like same as Autumn. This the feeling is really good. Honestly, I didn't expect to be so good and to see this weekend panning out so good. And there was a little bit of consistency, very good consistency. I tried to control the bike a lot. I tried to control a little bit at the end. There are still a little bit of things that I have to improve, but I think that we have the right pace to win. So the feeling is very good. Alex attacked me in the first half, but I knew that my rhythm would be a little bit better and a little bit faster. Only at the beginning, I wasn't so sure to attack, but tomorrow we try to be a little bit more aggressive at the beginning. Impressive, impressive, impressive by Márquez. If if a guy like this tells you that he was struggling at the beginning and still has some homework to work to do, then it means that it is gonna be hard for everybody. And I want to hear Pecco Bagnaia what he's gonna say. Let's see here what our guys in the comment in the chat section are saying, guys, do not be afraid. We are here. This is a channel for fans, made by fans. We all have a word in here. Let's see if they're gonna actually tap on and open a bottle of champagne because we are in a Muslim country in Qatar. That would be interesting. But I wanted to read a comment here that I received right now. I have to watch your channel for MotoGP result. Fox Sport have blacked out the broadcasting here in America. So what does it mean that? Because does it mean that you don't watch MotoGP at all? That would be bonkers and way out of order because, and that would be a shame, of course, because we've got Liberty Media, who is in the process actually of acquiring and buying some properties of Dorna and replacing it in the management of MotoGP. And you're telling me right now that you don't have the access for the broadcasting. That would be really crazy because here, at least in Europe, I tell you, we are just waiting for Liberty Media to take over because we see how Formula One is going, many Grand Prix in the United States, the Netflix series, and so on. So we are looking actually forward to that. But if you're telling me that, well, all my days, all my days. So you're telling me that you can't even pay for MotoGP broadcasting because of the next sponsor packages. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And I tell you what, stick stick here with the Racing by Abdul channel. I give you all the insights. You know what, Tiffany Smith? Tomorrow morning time in Italy, so it will be, I think, 5 a.m. In the States. You tell me where you're from in the United States, because I'm coming to the States in California in September, and I'm gonna visit Laguna Seca. I'm gonna do a road trip in the California and Nevada areas to go to Las Vegas, and then drive it into LA, San Antonio, and then driving up to San Francisco and going to the Grand Canyon. Would like to meet you if you are around that place, but I'm gonna see Laguna Seca for one day and try to ride my bike over there, try to rent it out. Marco Antonio, ciao, sei un grande, grazie mille. So che mi hai scritto in privato, sei un grandissimo, mi hai dato tanti commenti che sto cercando di mettere a posto e tanti consigli. So Tiffany, I was saying I'm gonna make a video, guys, for all of you who speak in English, and there must be a riddle here. I'll do that only if you subscribe and make the channel pile up and heap up until we go to the 750 subscribers by today. And there's your starting grid and your sprint podium. Smiling faces here with Márquez in first position, Alex Márquez in second, and Franco Morbidelli. The third winners and the first losers. The first winner, of course, is Márquez, who won on the enemy's territory. This is Pecco's Bagnaia territory, and he lost out. Second winner, of course, is Fabio Quartararo with the Yamaha, who got stuck actually to the first leading pack and did not lose the top five until with the fourth Ducati. Fermin Aldegar, 4 Ducatis, guys, in the fourth position, got him overtaken at the last corner on the last lap. And my third winner here is Ai Ogura, who started in 10th position, nudged himself with great rider like Bezzecchi, with the likes of Bezzecchi, Di Gianantonio, and so on, and he got and secured 7th position. And what's up next? The third losers. First loser is Fabio Di Gianantonio, who was in fourth position at the start, and again got it wrong. Franco Morbidelli put himself in third position, and he kept the position stuck, and he did not absolutely flinch on that. The second loser for myself, guys, at least for me, is Pecco Bagnaia, who was after the crash this morning at turn 4 in Q2. So his expectation and actually his weekend were very, very bad. And here we go, Pecco Bagnaia in F position, struggled at the beginning, got some position in the middle of the race, and at the end of the race, got overtaken by Ayogura. And the third loser for myself is Jack Miller. Jack Miller, penultimate, 20 seconds of distance. He was lapping, I think, 1 second lower than anybody else. And we cannot mention here Samkat Chantra, who got 31 seconds of distance between him and Márquez. And I think he's a rider that does not deserve MotoGP right now. And there will be many more riders in Moto2 or in World Superbike that would deserve that seat that he has. But we know that he's a Thai rider. He's a product rider, as I like to like it, a product that's being made actually by sponsorized by sponsors that you have in Thailand, in Asia, and so on. So that's a move which I understand that, but crazy guys. We can't have a rider actually who's taking 31 seconds. So let's see another comment in here. No one can beat Márquez except Márquez himself. And that's right. If you go to show the video, and I'm gonna send you the link here in the comments after the sprint race, after this session, I made a video in which I said Márquez is the only one who can beat himself. Márquez is the only one who can beat himself, and Márquez is the only enemy of himself. Hi Roberto. Hi Roberto. Uh, the 100 fa la differenza. I didn't get what you said, but I think you mean like the qualifying is making a difference. And honestly, I'm happy because Maverick Vinales got in 10th position, and I'm really happy. You know that I'm supporting him, so it's been really good. Guys, I think we came to the end of this sprint race. I'm really happy we had 55 people, 95 people following this live session. Don't forget to subscribe, to leave a like, and to share it with everybody you think they might be interested in the best sport of the world. Tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. Racing by Abdul is here for a live commentary. I'll see you for the main race. But here we go, and we set off with Márquez winning on enemy's turf and dashing off in the World Championship. Until next time, you all folks have a good Saturday evening. Until next time.